back to the channel, people. I've been kind of warning you about it for a month, 6 weeks. And today it begins. What am I talking about? I mean this. Yeah, it's here, tourist season. We kind of led into it very softly over the past week, but it definitely hit, especially yesterday afternoon. My word. I was out and about and thinking to myself, it's going to be like this for the next 3 or 4 months. And I wasn't even in Central proper. It's, it started, people. But hey, it's okay. I mean, would we prefer it to be super busy or super quiet? I mean, you can notice everyone ignoring the lights, hence me, like the little sheep that I am, following them, folks. I am a follower and not a leader, as we all know. So there we are. Tomorrow, guys, new week. I'm still kind of trying to get a bit more info, but let's just say that yours truly already has a good number of the new A names for HCAV's new intake of glorious horses. Yeah. Now, the reason I thought I'd leave it till tomorrow is I want to confirm one last thing before I actually bother to state it. I mean, you know, I never know if the troopers are trying to wind me up, so this is why I always try and confirm things multiply before I announce them, because in the past they have the scoundrels told me something and said, yeah, it's true, you can tell everyone, and then like, actually it's not true. So I'm always hyper careful. However, that might be a positive, folks, me not dropping it until tomorrow. Why? Well, in today's video, guys, in the comments, give it your best guess, folks. Let's see how many of you can guess one of the new A names. One of them should be, how do I say this? Fairly axiomatic, okay, fairly self-evident. One of them. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, interesting enough, we've got what looks like an old paddle steamer on the river today. I do not recall ever seeing one of those. Ever, in fact, with the two little chimney stacks at the front. Wow. It's the sort of boat I would expect to be heading along the Mississippi, not here in London on the Thames. So, what does it mean for horse guards today? Very hard to say. Bridge is still clear of spammers and dickheads, which is good. The same obviously will not be true of horse guards. That's cute. Look, graduation video. Friends are making like a little graduation video. Or I bet she just finished a science degree at Imperial. So it's busy, folks, I can tell you that. It's fun actually, because although it's bright, it's not hot today. 15, 16 degrees. Good light though. I mean, the light is superb when it comes. Look at that. That's a lot of people, no, waiting for the boat. So people at the end of the queue are going to be there for a hell of a long time. Now, talking about time, I'm taking my good old time this morning because right now we've got exactly 10 minutes until they bring the new horses out. I'm going to aim to get there pretty much exactly at that moment. And the reason I'm going to do that, or try and do that, is that I think out the front on the public highway is going to be absolutely packed. So better we arrive just as everybody's starting to exit, and we sort of, you know, wing our way in a teeny bit. In other words, after the show in the tourist mines is over, they'll start to move on. Yeah, I actually kind of thought it might be a bit quiet today, honestly. I mean, Sunday's typically a lot quieter than Saturdays, but this week we've hit the reverse. Now, another thing that might thwart today's plans, there are multiple events listed on today's schedule. The most notable of which, in fact highly notable, is a massive Palestine Solidarity March, which I believe is going from kind of Regent's Park, BBC headquarters-ish area, then heading down past Aldwych toward the Strand, past King's College, Trafalgar Square, and after Trafalgar Square, guess what comes next? Yep, Horse Guards, Whitehall, etc. So it's a bit like, However, I honestly can't tell you whether or not that would have already led to a preeminent removal of the horses. Now, bear in mind there were no horses yesterday until very, very, very late. That is, very, very late in the afternoon, because of the Colonel's review. Now, some of you might well be thinking, John, where is the video of the Colonel's review? Folks, for reasons beyond my control, there isn't going to be one. Happens sometimes. Don't worry, it's all good. No one's in trouble. Yesterday was not quite the day I'd anticipated. Let's just put it that way. However, several people I know, including some other prominent military, I mean I'm not one, but including some prominent military photographers and videographers, got some good footage. It was dry as well, guys. It did not rain. I was shocked. Honestly, I was kind of worried. I'm thinking, I really don't want to get my nice flannel suit wet, but hey, it didn't rain in the end. So that's that. But I definitely will not be attending those events anymore with another person. In future, I'll go by myself. Because it's just kind of weird, to be having to stop, start. But there we are. Never mind. Actually, wait, hopefully by this time next year, I'll be single. Maybe then I won't have to think about anyone else. Definite plus to not being attached. Oh my good lord, the crowds that are surging everywhere, to be honest, are massive today. What is going on? There's got to be some other special events in Central. The other exciting thing yesterday, wouldn't have been able to post it even if I'd actually filmed it, was the National Naked Bike Ride, folks. That took place in Central London yesterday afternoon. This is not it. Uh-oh, hold on a second. See, I did tell you. Okay, so Whitehall's closed. I've honestly got no clue at all what the closure's for, but I know a man who might well be able to help us out with a bit of insider info. Let's see. Sorry, officer, quick question. What's today's event that's stipulated the closure?
So there's a military parade.
Is it a military parade this morning? For
the Irish Regiment.
Ah, okay. I thought as well that is there not supposed to be a Palestine solidarity march at some point this afternoon? No?
It might well be, but we've not been told. We've not been told of anything.
Another one to catch everyone by surprise. Okay.
Something online, but we've not been told anything.
Can I ask, where does this closure end? Does it end at Horseguards Road, or even further up?
Yeah, Horseguard.
Any idea if the horses are out at Horseguards this morning?
I don't believe so.
No?
I haven't been down that end.
Okay, fingers crossed. All right, thanks a lot, yeah? Yikes. Officers, I don't believe so. Let's hope he's wrong, everybody. I mean, what on earth? It's been completely bonkers in how little horse time we've had recently. I mean, the upside is that obviously I've been able to concentrate on the Shorts channel and on some compilation videos, but at the same time, it's most unfortunate that there are so many closures. Now, if there is a closure at Horse Guards and there are no horses, and I'm getting the kind of Horse Guards vibe, to be honest, everyone. Horse Guards closed by, just because of the amount of traffic, like street traffic and vehicles and people around. However, let's go and find out. There's no point in speculating and getting all like, melancholic when we don't even know. So let's do that now. I think what might have happened is that given this, I believe the police officer said Irish Regiment. I mean, I wasn't aware of this one. Didn't see this actually. Because of this and the closures, and then that other march this afternoon. I hope I got the dates right. It might be the case that the Corporal of Wolves just decided, you know what? There's not much point on off half the day, morning, afternoon, with the horses. Sometimes they're just like, you know what? It's just easier just not to bother in the first place. And I get that. Hold on, there's an awkward closure here. Actually, wait, it's not completely closed. Hell of a lot of police around. Not seeing any military folk at all. Which is curious. I mean, are they setting up for something to happen, or has it already happened and it's done? King Charles Street open as usual. Yeah, lots of folks about. I'm kind of wondering where all these people have come from, though, to be entirely honest, that we saw at that end, because assuming there's a normal guard change at the palace, and I've got no reason to believe otherwise, that's barely finished. There was people who would not really have made it, or they'd just be starting to make it here. Oh, again, somebody crashed into the bollard and removed it completely. Yikes. Maybe there was an attempted... other ones looking a bit wonky as well. Maybe somebody tried to crash into the cenotaph overnight. That could well explain why there are bodies everywhere. I mean, like, police officers out and about. Interesting. Officer, has the ceremony finished, or is it... Oh, everything's done?
Yes, it was 10:30 to about 10:30 to about 11.
Ah, okay. Interesting accent. Polish.
It is.
Ah, dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Thank you. Okay, what a lovely Polish police officer, folks. How's about that? Right, let's see what we've got going on next. I said to her, have a good day in Polish. What's going on here? If it's finished and everyone's gone, and it's certainly looking that way to me, surprised that there are still so many officers out and about, eh? And indeed that the road is still closed. Ah, actually wait, I think Bro is making some little selfie videos. Whoa. I think that was his little audition tape for the Brazilian pole vaulting team in the next Olympics. Ooh, almost walked straight past it then, look at this. It seems to me that the ceremony might well have focused here this morning. These wreaths are definitely freshly laid, 100%. Whereas the cenotaph is looking somewhat barren. Can I see a horse, everybody? Oh my goodness me, guess what, everyone? Yes, there's a horse. In fact, there are probably two horses. Holy moly, folks, I can't believe it. That said, I do love strolling along the centre of Whitehall when they close it. I said actually in the last video on Friday that I really would massively advocate pedestrianising Whitehall. Imagine this as a huge kind of Champs-Élysées style avenue. It's got the architecture for it. The only thing missing is the shops, but that's good. Why? Because it means that people wouldn't riot and try and break in as they do in Paris, but more importantly, it would keep people moving. This would be a glorious, magnificent addition to the Mall if it were fully pedestrianised. But it won't be, for the reasons I said before. Important government types like their chauffeur-driven ministerial cars. So the idea of walking a little bit extra, they're like, nah. Why would I walk when I can be driven? John. Field Marshal Earl Haig. On a horse! Gosh. I've definitely seen that before, but I must have walked past it 1,000 times without really bothering to take a close look. That being the danger of there being so much to constantly see, observe and enjoy here at Horse Guards. Now, the negative, I'm going to get in trouble now, maybe not. The negative aspect of this is the fact that there are a lot of people. Morning. Oh, cyclist just knocked over the sign. Officers picking it. What was it, cyclist? Maybe it was the winner, I don't know. He didn't get arrested, so perhaps he didn't. I'm surprised if somebody stuck their foot out in a cheeky little scoundrel attempt. Flipping hell, look at the amount of people here. What on earth? We definitely got here at the right time there, everybody. I mean, look at the crowds. Flip. My word. My mind is fully boggled. Nice timing, eh? We just had the quiet trooper that never tells anyone off going in from the left. Oh no, you know what? Remember on Friday when I said maybe one day we'll get the dream team of the two shouting troopers that don't take any nonsense? It just happened. Look. That is, that's the first super verbal trooper at that end. And the younger looking trooper who is, in fact, he's arguably been the superstar of the blues videos in the past couple of weeks. He's at this end. You would not have believed it, would you? me saying just a couple of days ago, oh, you know, maybe we'll get those two. And here we are, those two. Yeah. I'm equally flabbergasted, folks. Now, Sunday mornings around guard change time, and the flood of people from the palace, it's typically a bit of a spammer paradise, folks. And this morning is no exception, trust me. So let's see how many people are exiting after the changeover in the yard. I'm thinking many. In all likelihood, like many. Horsewise Zoolander we're looking at right now. Yeah, we're going to have to deal with a few bobbing heads for a little while, folks. That is the nature of how it is this morning. But there we are. Look. We're now over the bobbing heads. Zoolander sticking his tongue out. He's like blah, 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 blah. Right, get ready for it. There is going to be an absolute flipping deluge. Look, it's already beginning out of the yard. You can probably hear, actually, folks, from the number of spoken voices, that it's absolute bonkers chaos already. Crazy. And to be honest, most people haven't even exited yet. Now, to me, the interesting thing is going to be just how much this trooper is willing to be hyper-verbal. Morning, boss. Good. Hyper-verbal with all these people. Here's the first one. I guess there's our answer. Oh yeah. Okay, there's number 2. Tail under it. Meanwhile, there's another 500 waiting. I think she just said to the trooper, I can buy you. My father was a friend of the late Shah. And I can buy you all. She's got an apple. The only problem is it's not a royal apple, and nor is it Dutch organic. Hence the refusal. It also has to be either a pink lady or something red. If not, trooper's not interested. No inferior apples are permitted. Okay, so that's 2 shouts at an apple. What next? I wasn't aware there was a new Bollywood show being filmed here today. Maybe there is. Maybe he's famous. Oh, trying to get your bike through this lot. That's pretty smart, yeah. Don't worry about the 500 people out here. Oh, wait, she's back. I think she's getting ready for a dance match this afternoon in that lovely silk shirt. Oh, there's another one that wants to touch the horse. Oh, good lord. I'm not sure what she's trying to do. Zoolander's busy waiting for his picture of the day, which sadly, folks, is not going to happen at the moment. Oh. Yeah, hello. Good, exactly. See, look, she pushed straight in. Trooper's like, get out of the box. That's right, you tell her. Super arrogant, though. This lady was standing there. She just went and plonked herself straight in front. That is rude. Like, super rude, to be honest. But you know what? We see it here every day, my dears. Yeah, folks, I'm talking. If you don't like it, move. Sorry, guys, just talking to the spammer standing in front of me, complaining about me speaking on my own video. Who's up next, I wonder? This bro. Rescued at the last moment. Nee.
zur Seite gehst, kriege ich dich noch besser.
Wait, is she trying to mimic the sound of a horse, or is she actually Dutch? And she's saying no. Nope, definitely not Dutch. I know what you're waiting for, guys. The Chinese group, the regulars.
Should I take a picture of you? Because the shadow was on her face. Yeah.
More espresso, it says on her t-shirt.
The shadow, actually.
I'm thinking probably needs less espresso, in all honesty. Just my observation, folks. I think we've got a bit of a tourist protest going on. They're all turning their backs to us today, look. They're like, we don't want to be on your videos. Okay, well, she's busy trying to get a decent picture without the US tourists that just barged in. Okay, the poop inspectors arrived. Any more of that, we're going to have to remove the horse. He just said, yes, a double removal might be in order. See that? That means a double horse removal when you make the scissors motion with your fingers. Okay, they are testing the rules. The Chinese bros got it under control. They're actually, the tourists are actually having to crouch somewhat as they move around the box. There's too many people here. Imagine, uh-oh. Dude, and his kid, in fact. God, we're shouting out, get out of the box. He's saying to his dad, only get in the box after I start the video. There he is, like crouching down. He's saying like I want 2 horses, 1 is not enough. I know what you're thinking, folks. She's over the line, but she's not. Super close to it, but not over it.
You must have to be like a really serious person to like sit there all day. You're not allowed to smile at anyone.
Is this a way to say that you don't need that?
Huh?
It's an hour, guys. He sits there for like an hour, shouts at tourists, and then has a break.
Oh, fair enough.
Now, yeah, talking about him shouting at tourists, guys, I think he's ready. See, I told you. Goodness me. Oops. What does that make? 3 or 4? I kind of lost count already, guys. Now they're being careful after that, understandably. It's a funny thing, folks. The girl standing next to me, who was under the impression that the entire conversation I was having with myself for my video was with her, was the one with the machine gun laugh. She was like, like that. Okay, moving away for a minute. You probably heard that, my little spammer comment I was 1 second. They just got told to move out of the box. This family, bless them, with a chair. The trooper just told them to move. Got at least 5 or 6 Filipino spammers here today. And the interesting thing is, a couple of them thought they could tell me not to speak in my own video. Dirty looks, dirty attitude. That happens again. They're all going to be clearly on the video with their faces showing. That's my plan, folks. So bring it on, spammers. Yeah, can you imagine the cheek of it? Yeah, neither can I. But you know, I know how to deal with it, folks, and I will deal with it, believe me. Okay, so at this end briefly, we'll go back to the other end. Imagine thinking that they're gonna... me? Nah. Wrong guy. We're brief at this end. Why? Because I think we're going to have to be a bit of a 50-50 today, in all honesty. We know the other troopers on it. We've seen it many, many times, and we've just seen it for, what, the first 15 minutes of the video. We also know from Friday, when we saw him, that this trooper is on it equally. So they've actually brought out... It can't be a coincidence. Somebody must have watched the video on Friday. They just brought out the dream team that I was suggesting, ruminating on Friday. Now this end, a little bit less hectic. Not sure which horse. I'm not happy to pull out the phone yet. But very interesting that the moment we walked over, the poor lady with the relative in the chair was the one to get told to move. Like I said on Friday, guys, with the kids being told, rules are rules. And trust me, this trooper will enforce them. It'll be real interesting to see, actually. Oh, she's in the box. See, just the little kid. Yikes. At least you can understand English. The troopers definitely do not want to be screaming at full volume in the faces of kids, especially this little dude who's ready. Look at this. Not sure if that's Grenadiers, Coldstream, Irish, Scottish, or Welsh. I think it's a bit of everything. Actually, I don't even know if those little guard costumes that we often see are generic or whether a specific regiment. Anyone see? I mean, sorry guys, we've got a big head in the way. But at least we kind of caught it. Somebody said as well recently that they hand out those little costumes to people's offspring when they're staying at raffles. I don't know if that's true, actually. It wouldn't surprise me because at the end of the day it costs like what, £2 for a little here we go. And she did. She stepped out of the box. Meanwhile, somebody on the right just dropped their phone on the floor with no case. Smart. Damn it. I mean, this is giving us a very good indication of the problems, and they are problems, facing the troopers as we sort of hurtle uncontrollably into silly season, as they all typically call it. Yeah, silly season. Thank you. That's once he told her. Oh, she got it. See, the trooper just rolled his eyes. He was just like... And another one on the other side. That's the, I think the third time now, or fourth. Including the one when we were walking over it. What on earth? At least the entire box, every millimetre of it, is being ruthlessly enforced. She's just saying, I'm going to go to the embassy and complain if I can't go over the white line. Look, others have realised they're talking about the linea. They're talking about the linea and donde. In fact, I'm not sure if that's the most common name in Spanish-speaking countries, folks, because I hear people talking about donde estás all the time. You know, he's almost as famous as Che Guevara. Oh, goodness me. Yes, I know it's a Spanish phrase before you all jump into the comments and call me a fool. Okay, look at this. Interesting. She's dressed for winter, he's dressed for summer. at the same time.
Bunun aslında daha iyi. Tam uzun olunca şey olmuyor.
It's quite the clothing combination, to be honest. All we're missing now is a bobble hat and a swimming costume. Oh, get ready. Ukrainian guy, I'm pretty sure, the dude in the red. I doubt who's a commie.
Çok yaklaşma. Beyazı geçme.
At least most people are minding the lines where their feet are falling. But for how long? No idea.
Azıcık sağa doğru gel. Azıcık sağa. Bu taraf. Bekle. Sen buraya poz ver.
Who's next, guys, on the left? Or on the right, to be fair.
Şunlar girmesi çok güzel. Ama bir iki tane de onu çekmiş.
Oh, so you made me jump. It is, yeah.
You interviewed me once. Can we do
I mean, if you, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I'm good. Yourself? You're kind of
getting
looking
myself-
happy and smiley this morning.
Thank you. Well, there's a lot of nice people around.
You mean other than me? What a little charmer you are. Yeah, I'm good. Crazy number of people there actually, but I think because they've closed the road, everyone's thinking it's a kind of special event of some kind happening here. There was out there your Irish Guards thing, but I think everyone arriving here now is seeing this crowd, yeah, and stopping here more than usual.
My God, yeah.
Madness, no?
Loads and loads of people going back to the palace.
We started at the palace this morning, came this way. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Did host public centre.
When I saw you earlier on, when I was walking out, I saw you. I thought, hold on a second, where do I recognise her from? Where do I recognise you from? Oh yeah. That's it. Yeah. In fact, yeah, in more than one of my videos, I've caught you bowing to the. Yeah. I remember now. Wow, yeah, I got massive deja vu for a second. That explains it. Yeah, because it was bothering me a little bit. Thinking, hold on a second, I definitely have seen her before. You want to take a? Is this? I mean, it's for you, or is it for like the?
It's just for me.
Here,
mine
but
is free.
this is my best side. Look.
Is that? You can look at me for a second. The lights go.
Is that good? I'm thinking it's now actually for Buckingham Palace security. You're like, we need to get this guy banned from the Royal District. Yeah.
Lovely to speak to you.
Yeah, you too. I'm teasing. You're a charmer. Thanks a lot, yeah. She's lovely. She's so super kind and friendly, folks. And yes, we got some selfies, and I was happy to give a picture. Why not? Imagine how much of a hypocrite I would be to complain about getting myself in people's pictures. One thing that I do think is a bit out of order, though, is spammers having a selfie stick standing on the ground, right in the middle, unsupervised, just so that they can live stream, completely blocking the space for any tourists, for example. But hey, that, guys, is sadly kind of where we're at. Yeah, it's unavoidable. There we are. I think the tourists have decided that that's it. They will quit. Where have they gone? Okay, this bro is back. Yeah, I said that loudly on purpose, the thing about the selfie stick. Notice, folks, that they stand there, plonk the stick on the ground, leave it there, not really even interested in what is being filmed or captured, no commentary, no input, no education, no value, and fundamentally just completely ignore the fact that the guards are at work and they don't really deserve to have a selfie stick stuck right in front of them for what could end up being many hours. Yeah. I say what could end up being, I mean almost certainly will be many hours. Okay, so back at this end. For us a moment. Now, it's one of our favourite tour guides. It just turned up. I'm stepping back a teeny bit, simply because there are so many people kind of pushing along the line this morning. It's really, really busy. Like, really busy. This flipping selfie stick going in the air every 2 seconds is getting on my nerves as well. Actually, funny thing, guys, a few people that were here earlier on, the ones that I kind of told to be quiet or to not talk, have donned sunglasses now. I wonder why. Okay, so Chinese group in the house.
That's a ceremonial. It's not really used for
Actually, it would have been interesting to have a bit of a chat, an interview with the lady about the. Here we go. Damn, and she's with the tour guide about the Buckingham Palace security role. In fact, if you're watching this video, hopefully next time we meet, it'll be really interesting to have a conversation about that. It's hard often, folks, when there are so many people to concentrate on filming and having a conversation, let alone an interview. So next time we'll do that. We'll have an actual interview about the work catching pickpockets at the palace. It's a lovely pink t-shirt. To be honest, actually, guys, the numbers are making it somewhat prohibitive for most people today. See, a lot of people are sort of trying to get through the crowd to walk forward and giving up. Meanwhile, others have got a comfy spot and are not getting any closer. Have they all given up, folks? I mean, like what? It's kind of looking that way. I think they've decided there are quite possibly too many cameras today, and they wouldn't be mistaken, folks. There are a lot of cameras, not just people filming, but also tourists. Far more than usual, curiously enough, actually. What I think I might do, actually, on a day off, is make a Spammers Rogues Gallery video. Yeah, well, I'm not actually on a day filming. One of the troopers I know very well brought up that idea recently and said he'd also happily post it on his own TikTok channel, so that could be an interesting thing to do. The thing is, this trooper's pulled the short straw, to be fair, today. He's in the very bright sunshine, hence the squinting. I'm kind of looking, or trying to look, how many people are getting across the line, but it's a tough one, in all honesty, folks, this morning. Because every time we stand in a spot, some tourists turn up, get really close to the line, and I personally don't want to stand on the line to film. It's just too close to the horse for my liking. So one oblivious tourist after another walk in front of one another. He's getting closer. This gent is edging his little feet in closer. Wouldn't surprise me at all if somebody's making a video and he's kind of like, right, ready. Something's a little bit off, no? I didn't realise they were holding the darts championship in Central London today, but here he is. Aspiring world champion. Who's up next? Oh my goodness, guys, the number of people coming through the gates is completely and utterly off the scale. I'm trying to figure out actually how many languages we're hearing right now. German behind us. Massive number of German tourists here today at Horse Guards. In fact, it's probably the main spoken language after Filipino, in all honesty. Oh. Kind of wondering why you bothered to get a picture here if you're wearing your pajamas, no?
Auf geht's!
Who's next? Edinburgh top, but he's definitely not Scottish. Canadian, I think. Interesting enough, I'm kind of trying to look at what's happening around us at the same time as focusing on what happens in front of the camera, i.e. where the horse is. But it's difficult today because people are walking all over the place and there are a lot of them. Look, you can see I wasn't exaggerating, it's absolutely chocker. At the same time, they've just started loading those extremely heavy foldable barriers. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a problem for the horse. It could be. I think what's happened today is the corporal of horse has likely decided
Look at him playing with
to pop a couple of horses that are way more experienced with the noise and disruption in the boxes, which would also kind of tally with fact that both the troopers are super experienced. In fact, I'm trying to think back, guys. Did we ever see like a massive meltdown on a horse ridden by this trooper? Not that I can recall, in all honesty. Well, certainly not recently, put it that way. Oh, one second, folks. One second. Lady I've talking to before is back. Right, I want to ask about the pickpocket thing because it's super interesting. 1 second. If I can kind of squeeze through. Okay. Actually, quick question. I kind of went over my head when we were talking first off, but you mentioned about like pickpockets at the palace.
Yeah, I have met police.
Okay. So is it more of a problem without specifics, obviously? Is it more of a problem here, typically? Or at Buckingham Palace?
Everywhere.
Literally everywhere, yeah?
Central London, the West End, anywhere there's tourists. Anywhere.
I kind of get that, yeah, with Leicester Square and Covent Garden, especially when people are filling out their tube station in thick numbers, they can't really move, can you?
No,
but
James's Park.
Really?
Scene 6. When I came out, scene 6.
What, you mean just today?
Not today, but I come out somewhere to
Yeah.
6 one day, and I just don't even want people so I was on my own.
It's funny, I mention it in the videos very often that, pickpockets or feel somebody pushing on it. Oh my gosh, to hear that there's like kind of, it's almost a pandemic,
Yes, but it's too stressful. So they gently
I recognise a lot of the MOD there. They're sometimes undercover here doing it. I never put them on the camera for obvious reasons, but it's surprising that they even need to use those officers in addition to Met.
Yes, because they come up here behind strict.
Yeah.
And volunteers as well.
I personally think it's a good thing that they are on it so much here, because if this place becomes known as a place you're likely to get pickpocketed, it's going to be massively deterring for all of these people that enjoy coming here. Yeah. And I think the closure of, well, not closure, but the removal of the troops here in the yard, I think that's been problematic because it's now pushing ever greater numbers to the front here. People are not stopping here because there's nothing to look at. Oh, you didn't? Yeah. The gatesman over here. Sorry, shitsman over here. Gatesman over this side. Removed. Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure actually the most famous video when I caught you on it was when you were bowing over, and I remember it really clearly now. Yeah, it was in this corner. Yeah. To be honest, you were probably one of the last people that possibly will ever do that in history, simply because they're now gone. Yeah. The what come off?
The sunglasses.
No, it's one single pair. I mean, I normally wear, at least for reading, glasses, but no, these are just polarized. My eyes are, obviously, look how pale I am. My eyes are super sensitive to sunlight.
I need them, but
to be honest, that's kind of a good undercover outfit to blend in with the crowds. Wow.
yeah, it is a big problem with people. Because snatcher, different from pickpocket, snatchers, there's no finesse.
Yeah.
45 phones in less than an hour.
45?
Yeah, in the city of London. 45.
It's funny, the City of London police are always posting videos about, like we took this guy down with this. It's amazing that they still keep going back and trying their luck again, knowing full well that they're likely going to end up on social media.
But it's worth it.
Yeah.
I was told by a mechanic they no longer steal cars. Cars are too much trouble.
Yeah.
Steal 20 phones.
It's easy to make them vanish to Algeria, Morocco, get them broken down and sold on. Quick question though, you might know about this because of your function. Many times recently I've opened up the videos on Westminster Bridge, hoping to bump into my little ball and cup friends.
Yes, that's
but I haven't seen them they haven't been there in weeks.
Do you remember the Batman?
I was going to say, is that you think why they're not coming back because of what happened with the Batman and Robin? Yeah.
Batman incident. But they're very persistent because the gains are so big and the fines, I think,
Yeah.
minor.
Yeah.
If you've done it a couple of times, it's quite minor. It's just if you keep doing it for 50 times in a month.
Plus, they can easily vanish. Send over a similar-looking cousin on the same passport. Apparently. Yeah.
So, from what I understand, some people find gambling irresistible. It's a kind of addiction.
Yes, an adrenaline rush.
That's right. So they do that, they're gambling, and then on the outside, I hear pickpockets. So it's double bubble.
Ah, I never thought of it like that. Okay, so they're using the distraction of the game, even though half the crowd are typically, like their friends or fellow scammers, to have other people, in addition, behind the lines, pickpocketing, as you say, yeah. Getting earnings twice.
Yeah.
Damn, it's great. I never realised it was. I've always known it's bad. Having lived in London. I'm a Londoner, but I lived in Central for 20 odd years. But I never really thought it would be quite that bad. It's really extreme, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's professional. I was warned that it's professional. These people aren't doing it once a week.
It's a profession, an occupation, isn't it, for these guys? Yeah.
Yeah, it's every day, all day, and then night shifts.
Plus, they get to live very cheaply. It's 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10 bed HMO in East London. So living costs are borderline zero. So most of it's profit after kicking it upstairs to the boss.
Anything free is perfect.
Damn, it's mad, And I always think to myself when I get to Paris, it's pretty hectic here. There's a lot of crime. It's very blatant. Here, it's arguably more, but it's a little bit more sophisticated. So you don't recognise it. It's not right in front of you, is it?
They don't know, the public don't notice when they're being picketed.
Yeah.
So clever. They don't know something.
It's not even the phone or money so much. If you're a tourist here and you get pickpocketed and that happens to include your passport or something, that's a whole new world of pain, isn't it?
That's how it is. One lady got pickpocketed at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And volunteers, I think, donated a £5 there so she could actually get this in and get a travel pass.
That's really sweet, isn't it, to be fair? It's really sweet.
9:30.
Yeah. So like a general tourist tube stations early on, Palace for the guard change, rush down the Mall to here. Oh, flipping hell, madness, wow.
I'm so glad that you asked me that.
No, it's
That's
just,
what I do.
it's just, for me it's fascinating, Obviously I know it happens, but to hear it, from an insider's perspective about how bad it is, what can I say? Guys, I've told you 100 times, it's a serious problem in London. You've now heard it from a professional. Okay, I'll leave you to it now. Thanks.
Pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, I appreciate the insight. In fact, it's extraordinary. I mean, they must be making so much money if they're that persistent. They don't care about the repercussions.
£1 is profit. Anything free.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Plus, no income tax. No. Yeah, it's the hard cash. 90% of it is in their pocket, isn't it? Damn, I'm in the wrong job. Why the hell am I wandering around making videos and entertaining people with my lack of humour when I could am I right? I could just be dipping my hand in someone's pocket for a payday every morning. Oh wow. I bring it up so often. Even today when I started the video, again it was on the bridge because I thought to myself it's going to be busy, but there's no one there. They're not there. Yeah.
I'm here. I can't say for sure.
Yeah.
I hear some of them are told.
That would make sense because it's a hell of a lot less exposed in terms of a police presence, isn't it?
That's right. And I've done London Bridge commuters. Say a lot of them are so busy. They're just holding the phone.
Yeah, I mean, actually, yeah, especially after the flood out of London Bridge train station across the bridge into the city, yeah? Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think they use their tickets on the phone, so they don't bother to put their phone. It's always out there.
Yeah, it's a very, very good. I mean, it's obvious now you say it, but it's a very good point, yeah.
Maybe that's worth having a look at.
London Bridge. Okay, maybe London Bridge guys coming up soon.
Not an advert for Pickpockets.
Oh, goodness me. It's funny because some of the auditors, the guys that go around and they audit the police and so on, some of them, and most of them are nice guys when you talk to them, like, you know, away from the channel. But yeah, some of them have mentioned to me, look, maybe we should do kind of a bit of a group audit on the bridge. I'm not an auditor, and, you know, I don't want to be one. But I think having a good number of people doing it at once would negate any threat from the scammers.
Yeah.
You know?
They, from my experience, they can be a bit friendly.
Oh yeah, I've had like the ladies typically say like, I hope you get cancer, I hope you die. I'm going to put you in a hospital. One guy said to me in the video. Yeah, I'm just like, well, here I am then. There's some Thomases. Just let's do it now. At least the ambulance will be here quickly. Oh yeah, I have that all the time. Yeah, but I mean, I spent almost 2 years as a young man living in a very chaotic Russia. So anything that might or might not get in my face in London doesn't faze me. Nah. What's the worst that's going to happen? If somebody's going to, for example, kill me, I'm not going to know about it, am I? So what's the point in worrying? Anyway, I'll leave you to it. Thank you for the heads up. See you soon, yeah? Bye. Okay, folks, that was a super interesting insight, like really, really interesting insight. As you heard from a professional that's trying to help counter this organised gang, you know, cup and ball, pickpocket, theft situation that we've got going on here in London. Fascinating. In fact, always lovely to talk to, and what an extremely professional and informative lady, I'm sure you'd all agree. So huge thanks, folks. I'll do my very best to keep her off the video, and if I do spot her in my video today, I'll do my best to disguise her. Right, we didn't get quite as much. I was leaving it focused on what was happening in the background. I don't think much happened in the background, and I think luckily we caught the majority of the verbal when we started the video today. To be honest, I like actually starting a video with a lot of verbal. Yeah, this issue, folks, with the spammers, you can probably see a couple of them there wearing black. I'm not going to put the video super close on them because it will make it very, very clear to them that they're being filmed and that as such, you know, they can cry privacy. But I am very much thinking, you know, with some of the troopers, possibly do a bit of an exposure video on those that are just permanently stuck here, you know, all day with tripods on the ground. I don't think static objects should be permitted here, as it encourages this problem of people being here for the whole day. It's okay, don't worry, that's okay. Thank you. Yeah. Lady could decide if she wanted to duck or walk around. She's like, my father has 4 of these horses. Each one is worth more than the previous one. But each one is equally more beautiful than the next. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, rich Spanish.
Which bag? Which bag is this?
Oh dear, look at this. The usual, look.
The usual people leaving stuff.
Look at this. Police officer asking. Look at this. Really? Someone just plonked all their stuff on the ground and left it there. Unbelievable, really.
Right, who's left their bag here? Anyone?
You can just confiscate that shit.
Crazy, man. I mean, like, somebody.
That's not good.
Not only that, it looks really odd. The way there's a jean jacket sort of folded up on top of the bag. Suspect, no?
It's sus.
It's super odd. If you're a tourist here, why would you actually just leave stuff where anyone can pick it up and walk off with it? It's extraordinary, isn't it?
It is.
Actually, let's move back, guys. We don't know what he might. Quick, it might.
I know that's all good.
You don't know what
Just like quick, let's get back. Oh, hold on a second. Bro's turned up. Unbelievable, folks, no? Isn't it, really? I mean, just when you think you've seen every kind of stupidity here, this dude leaves all of his kit there. Guys, you almost had everyone evacuate. We were all worried for you then. Laughing about it, but it's not actually genuinely funny. Just thank goodness that their stuff wasn't stolen. In all honesty, it would have served them right, folks, if it had been stolen. But there we are. Madness. How this bro. Now I've just spotted, fortunately, at the right moment, several spectacular, beautiful police horses. I think they're going to come through. Yeah, they are. I wasn't sure optically whether or not they were about to wait on the parade ground, but as I think we've got 4, looking to me like 4 greys coming through. It's funny actually, I think somebody in yesterday's video or the day before, I definitely read the comments, said like, is John banned from the yard? I'm just like, no, there's just not much reason to come into the yard these days other than a dismount, a changeover, an arrival, departure, or these magnificent, look at this, 1 and 2, beautiful, and 3 and 4, wow. Absolutely outstanding, eh? And there's the tourists scarpering pretty quick at the front. Not fast enough for the officers' liking, it would appear, but gosh. Beauties, eh? Very much so. Now, I'm kind of half debating. It's 10 to 1. I'm going to see which troopers come out on which horses, even though we won't include it in this video because we'll go over time. Actually, maybe I will, thinking about it. It was 10 minutes until the changeover. That will put us to about 1 hour and 15 minutes. Actually, I'll leave it rolling, guys, for the dismount in the yard. I will be in the yard for the dismount. Better to finish a video with a dismount in the yard than to start a video with a dismount in the yard, because I know not all of you like watching that. So I will leave this video to roll until we've seen the dismount in the yard and had a little peek at which new horses are out. The only reason being there's still that small, teeny weeny part of me that thinks, possibly Ormonde. I mean, I would be very, very shocked should we somewhat be that fortunate at the last moment to discover that Ormonde is here. I really would be very, very shocked. However, we've seen before that they will kind of keep Ormonde, like the lifeguards have done actually before with, not so much recently, but before they used to keep Overlord until the very last minute, like kind of end of a 3-day shift, and then plonk him out for an hour or 2. Will that happen today? I couldn't tell you, guys, in all honesty. However, Zoolander, ears are not looking too happy. I'm not sure why he's a bit upset. Too many people, maybe, I'm thinking. We've seen this horse quit before. I do remember we've got one video. Zoolander quitting video. Plonked my bum against a bollard. Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens actually during the changeover here. I will, in all likelihood, go into the yard for it. It's going to depend how busy it is here, and also how many people we end up seeing in the yard. But the numbers here, look, I'm not exaggerating. The sheer number, look, like a big fat throng of people. They're not yet coming forward, but they will. I hope. Now, one thing that was interesting today is that we didn't get the massive, typical Chinese group. Although, as I've said before, get out of the box, please. The trooper said to the lady on the right. That was quick. So just when we thought we'd finished with the get out of the box remarks, they return. These gents are being very cautious and minding the box. I mean, not really surprising, considering the lady just got told to move right in front of them. Ta-da! Good job, guys. To be honest, actually, people looking in the yard already. So I'm talking to my video. I thought you thought I was talking to you. Sorry. It's a bit weird, but guys, it's always look at me like, why are you talking to me? I'm like, oh, I'm not. Massive number of people already in the yard. That corner, I call it Collins Corner, is already completely full of tourists. Let's see, maybe the VIP corner is vacant. Maybe not. Oh, it's an interesting outfit to be wearing here, look. Oh, actually, the moody tourist standing next to me. Oh, sorry, that was close. Almost fell over somebody's buggy then, standing back. Another reason to be careful here, people. I'm actually thinking to myself, folks, looking up at the clock and the number of people in the yard, I'm wondering if we might go in for a part 2 actually. Yeah, I'm tempted to finish this one and start a second part. Yeah, I'll do it actually. A couple more tourists here, folks, and then we'll stop it and restart for a part 2 when the 2 new horses are coming out. That's my plan.
Ready, Bill? Say cheese! Billy?
Oh, flipping, I go super tall. They just walked in front of the camera like about 7 foot. Now the interesting thing is that at this end, he's had far more respect for tourists overall than at the other end. Can't begin to tell you why, but that's definitely a thing we've observed today in the video. Japanese tourists, are we going to get a bow, I wonder? Sadly not. What are you doing? Oh, goodness me. I'm still anticipating possibly one last miscreant before we finish up the video. I'll be finishing in the next minute, but I will start a part 2, guys, and if it ends up being a full part 2, it will be linked below this video. I mean, when we look along here, there are several hundred people waiting to arrive at Horse Guards that side. Behind me is even busier. In other words, there's an awful lot of people here, and the yard is pretty chocker. They've also reopened Whitehall now, so I think there's going to be a hell of a throng here this afternoon. Let's see. But that's better, because there's no way I'm going to do a part 2 on top of a 75-80 minute video. It's a bit much even by my usual standards. Plus, I actually like publishing late on Sundays anyway, so that's the plan, folks. You should be watching this video at around 4 PM to 4:30 on Sunday. And this lady will be our last tourist today in this part 1. The trooper did just shout behind me. Right back, guys. Oh. Yep, back in just a minute.